Okay, we'll start. Good morning to everyone. You'll sit straight, feet on the ground. Don't cross your legs. Okay. Hands on your knees. Okay, now for 1 minute, we have to sit with closed eyes and not move an inch. No movement, no talking, right? Close your eyes. Close your eyes. And for 1 minute, we are going to sit without moving at all. Close your eyes. No movement. No movement at all. Be very relaxed. Very good. Okay, now open your eyes. Now we'll do it one more time. But this time we're going to add something. All of you all have been chatter since you've come in here. So everyone's monkey is working overtime. So you're going to look inside and say, I won't think for 1 minute. And the minute your face expression changes, your smile changes, I'll know that somebody's thinking inside. Okay? So no thinking for 1 minute. Again, put your hands on your knees. Relax them on the knees. Close your eyes. And now no thinking. Look at the monkey inside. Tell him no chattering at all. Not to think, no daydreaming. Don't go anywhere from here. Just be here. No thinking at all. No thinking. Very relaxed. Don't allow the monkey to say a single word. Very, very relaxed. Totally. Now breathe very calmly as if you're breathing in rhythm. Follow your breath. As the breath moves in, follow it right down to the diaphragm. And when it comes out, follow it again. Don't think of anything else. Just think of following your breath as it goes in, as it goes out, as it goes in, as it goes out. Very slowly, very relaxed. Now look between your two eyes inside. Keep your eyes closed and let your eyes move between the two eyebrows. Between the two eyebrows. And try to see a lot of golden light over there. Between your two eyebrows. A lot of golden light. Feel that golden light filling your whole body and brain. As if it's filling you up completely. Between the two eyebrows. Very relaxed. And now slowly open your eyes. Okay. Now don't talk to each other. Don't cross your legs. Right? Okay. Now we're going to put your hands on your knees. We're going to close our eyes. And we are not going to lift our hands. We are going to try to lift our hands with the mind. So you close your eyes and you'll order your hands to move up a little. Let's see if it happens. We'll do it for 2 minutes. Even if they move up 1 inch, let's see. But don't move them on their own volition. Right? You move them with your mind. So first of all, be very relaxed. Very relaxed. All the muscles of the body relaxed. Now close your eyes. Visual, see your hands, feel your hands from inside. They're lying on your knees. Right? Now ask your hands to rise a little. Ask them to rise a little. Use your mind power. Increase your mind power. The mind can do wonderful things. Ask the mind to lift the hands a little. Put all your concentration on the two hands, on the feeling of the two hands, and tell them to rise a little. And if they rise a little, hold them over there with your mind. Don't hold them with your hands. Your hands are relaxed. Relax the muscles of the hand. Hold them with your mind. Concentrate very hard, concentrate on the two hands. With all your power, concentrate on the two hands. Very good. Okay, relax. Right, very nice. Right, so that's the name. No? What's your name?
Me?
Yeah.
Mom.
They went up a little, no? Yeah, I could see from here. Hers. Very good. What you can do is when you go home, you have a working desk where you work, you do your homework. I'm going to teach you one exercise. So we're going to do that exercise, the prism exercise. I want you to do one more exercise. You know what is a pendulum? Okay. So you buy a pendulum from the market. Take an iron rod like this, a stand, and hold the pendulum there and put it on your desk. Before you start your work, concentrate on the pendulum and tell it to move. Huh? Okay, so do that one exercise. If you can do it, your power of your mind will increase a lot. So try to just put a stand over there with a pendulum and then look at the pendulum from there and then tell the pendulum to move. It will take a few months, but after a few months you'll be able to move the pendulum with your mind. Right? Okay? Okay, how many of you did not want to come here? Came here forcefully. How many came here forcefully? Didn't want to come here. Right. Okay. Now, 1, 2. Okay. How many of us look in the mirror and see our faces properly every day? You? You look in the mirror? No, you. Blue t-shirt, yeah. What's your name?
Sahana.
Sahani.
Sahana.
Sahana.
Ahana.
Sahana.
Sahana. Okay. You?
Me?
Yeah. Now, I want you to do one exercise. I want you to do one exercise. When you look in the mirror, just pull this and hold it for some time. Hold it all together. Put your hands over here. Stretch your nose. So don't stretch. Stretch a little. Relax. Right? And hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Okay? We do it one more time. Stretch and hold. Okay, relax. What happens if our lips go down like this? Yours? Yours. What happens? We invite pain in our life, right? So I don't know, how old are you now?
13.
13. You're?
16.
16. So now you go into life, you go into college or whatever.
Yes.
So you don't want to invite pain and suffering. But if your lips move down, then you invite pain. So every day in the mirror, what do you have to do? Practice this, hold it for some time. So over a period of time, the lips will go a little straight. Huh? And next time I see you, right? Okay. And of the mothers, I don't know your name.
Nina.
Nina, you have to practice too. You need it very badly. So practice that. Okay. How many of you are doing the exercises, the refining exercises? Right. So we'll do the exercises quickly together. So those who are doing the exercises, they can come and sit on the mat so in front of those, so you can teach the others. Come on. Come.
Mira.
No, face them. You don't have to reach me. Huh? Reach them. Okay. Now, in this exercise, there is a music. The music goes 1, 2, 3 in, 5, 6 out, and you have to do. You do it.
Yeah, we do.
Then why don't you take everyone? Huh?
They don't do the refining. They've heard the music. They do the regular rhythmic breathing. And then these kids have heard the music,
They've heard
but
the music.
they've not done refining.
We've done it with them before. Yeah,
These 5 have done refining.
Oh,
These have not done refining. They've just heard the regular rhythmic breathing.
Yes.
Okay.
I've done the refining with them before.
So that's okay. You can learn more.
You've done the refining. Okay. You put your hands here. Right? Now we just breathe from the chest. Don't take support of your back ribs. Sit up a little. Huh? Don't take support from your back ribs. Right? Now when you breathe, let the breath push the chest out. Don't expand the chest. Huh? Don't expand the chest. Let the breath push the chest out. Chest is relaxed. Totally relaxed. Right? Don't expand the chest. Let the breath push it out. Okay, let's do it. Go on. Push the chest out with the breath. Push the chest out. Push it out. Okay, now we'll do it with the music. Music is one, don't be very serious, just relax. Right? We do it with the music. In the music, 1, 2, 3 we will breathe in, 5, 6 we will breathe out. Listen to the music first. Okay, let's start. Look at them, they're the experts, right? Hands over here. Three, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 5. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2. Push the breath into the chest. 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Push the breath in the chest. 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. What happens if you do this exercise? How many of you are going to do it at home? Huh? Hey, look up. Are you going to do it at home? No. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Try to do it.
Okay.
Huh? It will open up something in you of value. Right? So, what do you want to do in life?
I don't know.
Right? You don't know what you want to do.
I don't know.
Which class are you?
9.
9. You've not decided what you want to do.
No.
But you want to be a good student,
Yeah.
right? And is that sure?
Yeah.
Or you want to sit at the back?
No.
No? Right? Okay. So, this will bring a lot of what you call calmness in our emotions. And when there's calmness in our emotions, we can work much better. Right? It will bring a lot of confidence also. Okay. Now, which is the second exercise? Which is the second? This one, very good. Show it. Now, let's do it together. So in the second exercise, the same thing. Like here, the breath push the chest out. Don't push the stomach out. Let the breath push the stomach out. The stomach must move. The softer the stomach we have, the less obstinate people we are. Right? And the harder the stomach, the more obstinate we are. Okay, so let's do it with the music. Come on. Breathe in. Please do it after you. Put your hand on your stomach. Okay. How many of us are frightened of the dark? Right? Supposing you have to go into a dark jungle alone, would you go?
No, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. This is the place of fear. What lies over here? Fear. So, as we do this exercise, we rise above fear. We become free of fear. So, there are so many types of fear in life. So, this will bring again, you'll be free from fear and it will bring a kind of confidence to you. Now let's do the third exercise. Stretch the legs. Who's going to do it? You can catch your toes. Oh, very good. Look up a little. Okay, now look at her. She'll do the stomach and chest together. Both together. Both breathe in. Come down. See if you can catch your toes. If you can't catch wherever you can. Where not the toes. Wherever you can. Wherever you can. Right? Okay, you tell me, those who can catch their toes, they live longer or they live less? Longer. Scientists have found that those who can catch their toes live much longer. So you want to live longer or you want to live less? Longer. Okay, so you want to learn. Okay, what is the technique of catching the toes?
Practice?
Yeah, how do you practice? Put your two fingers in between the toes. No, yeah, bring your legs up. No, bring your legs up. No, not like just put your two fingers. Can you hold?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Come, put them together. Okay, now go push slowly out. Come back. Do this exercise, everyone. Come, push, in, push, in. Slowly now increase the stretch. Again push, push. Okay. Okay, now but catch wherever you can. That's not, you don't have to catch your toes. Catch wherever you can. Huh? Breathe in with your stomach and chest. Both catch. Wherever you can. Have a hanky. In your pocket, you have a hanky. Okay. Catch wherever you can. Put your legs there. Yeah, the catch there. Right. Okay. Okay, now all together. Come on.
Nishan, right? Mike.
Okay, now we do it with the music. Come on. Look up, look. Still more. You also look up. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Breathe in. Push the breath in. Good. Breathe as if everybody's going to die the next moment. Huh? Breathe that you're living. Come on. Do it one more time. Come on. Okay. All over you come on the chair. Now the fourth exercise We'll breathe in 5 installments, right? So it'll go like this, right? And breathe out from the mouth, forcefully, as if you're breathing out from the navel, right? Right? Okay. Come on. All together, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. Forcefully out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 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 out. Push the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. Okay, very good. How many of us get upset very easily? Oh my God. How many of us bang doors? How many of us throw our toys? Okay. So, supposing I say I bang a door or I get upset easily, am I living a life of balance or imbalance?
Imbalance.
Right? So, what do we want to do? We want to live a life of balance or imbalance?
Balance.
Balance. So, we want to move from imbalance to
Balance.
balance. Right? How many of us cry and scream and shout if we don't get our way?
Oh, no. Be honest.
Okay. So, this exercise brings balance in our life. Brings a lot of balance in our life. Now, all of us, when we move in life, we have to make decisions. You know what is making of decisions? Yeah? Decide, choose something. Now, you make a choice from a disturbed mind and you make a choice from a calm mind. Which is more effective?
Calm.
Is everyone's mind calm?
No.
No one's is, right? So you have to learn to calm the
Mind.
mind. You have to learn to calm the mind. Because if you take any decision from a mind which is chit-chatting like your monkeys are, right? Then that could be the wrong decision in life. Right? So you want to take a decision from a calm mind. So we are going to do one more exercise now. 2 more. In this, we'll breathe in for 5 seconds. Hold the breath inside the lungs for 5 seconds. Breathe out, emptying the lungs in 5 seconds. And we'll hold the empty lungs. That is, we'll hold the breath out for 5 seconds. Right? Everyone breathe in together. Breathe in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold the breath. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out slowly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold empty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Everyone feels a little peace up there? Huh? As if the monkey has calmed down a little. Right? So when you want to make a decision, what will you do? You will breathe in. Hold, breathe out, hold, do it for a few minutes, and then decide. So then the mind becomes calm. Okay. Now the last exercise. In this we'll take a deep breath. Block the nose. Push the chin down. Here. Push it down. No space over here. And swallow your own saliva. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, look up, release. Okay. How many of us go to a beauty parlor? No? Okay. If you do this exercise, your face will start shining. And you won't have to go to a beauty parlor. Right? Okay, so again, take a deep breath. Drop the nose. Push the chin down into the hollow of the neck. Swallow 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look up. Yes. Okay. How many minutes did we take to do these exercises? 6 minutes? Yeah?
Yeah.
So everybody will spend 6 minutes on these exercises every day. Will it? Smile. You smile in front of the mirror every day. Okay, we'll do an exercise of smiling. Right? How many of you have seen a young child, a baby boy, baby? Okay. So we are going to do one thing. We are going to smile at the child, and we are going to visualize, imagine that the child is smiling back. It could be your younger brother, sister, anyone. Right? Okay? Everybody close their eyes. Close their eyes. Close your eyes. Right? Now between the two eyes, visualize a young boy or a young girl. Somebody you know, somebody you like. Smile at her or him. And visualize that child smiling back. Smiling back. Okay, now see the child in your heart. See the child in your heart. And visualize that smile. You're smiling at the child, and the child is smiling back at you. And again see the child in the throat. And you're smiling at the child, and the child is smiling back at you. And you will feel great joy inside. You will feel great happiness inside if you do it properly. Right? And now at the top of the head, the child is in your brain. And look at the child in your brain. Smile at him and see how he or she smiles back. Okay, good. Now, she's not doing anything. Why aren't you doing it? You don't like it?
I thought you were done.
Huh? Okay. Now, today science says we have two brains. One is the brain up here, and where is the other brain?
Here.
In the heart.
Oh.
In the
Those are the left
heart.
side of the brain.
And they've just discovered there's a brain in the heart, and the heart has brain cells. And the heart sometimes has a faster processing power than this brain up here. Right? You know what is processing power? All of you use computers. Relax, relax, don't move your legs. Relax, relax. And if the monkey moves, then the legs move. Right? Don't move the legs, just relax. Now, so for many answers to many problems in life, we have to look where?
In our heart.
In the heart, not in the brain up here. So, when you go to work or something, what do? You shift from the brain to the
How
heart.
do you do that?
Right? I do it every day. And so we'll close our eyes and we'll visualize this young child in the heart, and we'll smile at him and he'll smile back at us. Again, close your eyes. You do it now. Close your eyes. You can be happy, Right? Close your eyes. Visualize the young child in your heart. Someone you know. Smile at him and let him smile back. So when we do this, we shift from the brain to the heart. Okay, you can open your eyes now. And shifting from the brain to the heart, it increases our power of working. I do a lot of work in the day, sometimes till late in the night, but I don't want to do it from this brain up here. I want to do it with this brain here. And this brain provides much better answers than this brain here. So this is a way to shift. Okay, now we are going to do one more exercise. It's called the prism exercise. The prism exercise. You know who this is? This is my teacher. Right? You heard of the word guru? You heard the word guru? He was my guru. Then I spent 6 years with him, learning from him. Right? And one day he was going in a train. Right? And somebody came on the opposite seat, and that person was wearing a suit and tie, as the old people still wear. And my guru started laughing at him. So after some time that person got very angry. So he said that, why are you laughing at me? So he says, I'm very sorry, I shouldn't be laughing. Then the ticket collector came. And the ticket collector asked for the ticket, and this person put his hand here, he put his hand here, he couldn't find the ticket. So my guru said, you left it on your dining table, that's why I was laughing at you. Right? So he had these eyes which he could see. Right? When he was 7 years old, he saw his elder sister was changing her clothes in front of him. So you think, why is my sister changing her clothes in front of me? And then he saw that she was in the other room and he could see through the wall. He could see through the wall. Right? Okay? And I can tell you so many stories about him, because I spent 6 years with him. Right? So now we are going to do an exercise which gives us a higher vision, a higher perception. Right? And we have to do this exercise for a few minutes every day. How many of you can spend 3 minutes in this exercise every day? Can you spend 3 minutes?
Yes.
Okay, good. It's called the prism exercise. So we'll take a white piece of paper or a white handkerchief or a white cloth, and should have no designs in it, plain, and we'll put the prism on it. Right? And we're going to look into the prism. And we look in the prism. Look in the prism. As if we are looking through and through the prism. And at one time, if we are really looking, if all our thoughts stop, if all the inner monkey stops chattering, right? The prism will vanish. It won't really vanish, but you'll see that there is no prism over there. Right? The minute you think that it's vanished, it'll come back again. So our, effort is that once it vanishes, we want to hold that empty space for 1 or 2 minutes. Right? Okay? So what we'll do, put the prism over here, look into the prism, and look through and through the prism as if there's no bottom, just a white cloth, no bottom. Look through and through. And at one point the prism will vanish. Try to hold that empty space. Bolo, we're going to do this. My children did this. My son still does it. He right through his college years and everything. And it's a very, very powerful exercise. It will make your attention one-pointed. How many of you have heard the story of Arjun and Dronacharya. No, you know the story. Right? So Dronacharya asked what did he ask all his disciples? What can you
See.
see? And what did they say? We can see the
I see a bird.
fish, we can see this, but Arjun said, I can only see the
Bird.
eye of the
Oh,
fish. I can only see the eye. That quality will come with this exercise. Right? People meditate for hours and hours, but 5 minutes of doing the prism is much more than 10 hours of meditation. That powerful a technique this is. Okay, so please see if you can do this. Okay, anybody has any questions? Anybody has any questions?
So,
Yeah.
what age they start the 3, 2, 1?
The what?
The 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then when do they?
See, they should start the refining exercises after they are 7 years old. And by the time they're 10 or 11, they can do 3, 2, 1 also. Right? Yeah.
How much meditation do you do every day?
Who I do.
Yes, you.
I don't do any meditation.
Oh, really? How much time do you spend doing
On
all
the
this?
prism?
Yeah, and all the
Prism I
exercises.
do half an hour every day.
Wow.
I do half an hour every day. But I try to live a life where every moment is meditation.
Mhm.
So all of you all came in and everybody's monkey was chattering,
Yes.
right? My monkey never chatters. It's
Wow.
always empty space over there. Right? A thought can only come in my mind if I allow it to come.
Mhm.
Right? It cannot enter without my permission. Right?
Mhm.
So that is because of whatever I got from my teacher. And it is very difficult to achieve such a state. It takes years of practice and hard work to come to a state like that. Even my son phoned me just 2 days ago or 3 days ago that he has got COVID. He's in India. But not a single thought of worry will come in my mind. If I want it to come, it will come. Can you get what I'm trying to say? Right? Now if something happens to somebody, everybody starts worrying. The thoughts come automatically.
Yes.
No thought comes in my mind automatically. It has to take my permission. So, so I don't have to meditate.
Mhm.
Whatever I do is meditation for
Wow.
me.
Okay.
Because the mind is in a constant state of meditation in whatever action we perform.
Mhm. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, please.
Are you able to see through walls?
I'm growing old, my ears are getting bad. I'm 67 already, right? Come on, shout it.
Are you able to see through walls?
No, I cannot see through. My teacher, he was a freak, right? He was a total freak, right?
No, I wanna.
And I'll tell you a story. People used to come to him for medicines, and he would give medicines, and that person would get cured. So, in the afternoon, we used to make medicines. Now, one person was phoning him every day, I want to meet you, I want to meet you. And so he was not giving him any time. He said, call me next week, call me next week. And 3 weeks had passed. And that person was a famous Gujarati author, an author who writes books and all that. So then somebody told him to phone me. So he phoned me. I said, one thing, in those days there were no mobile phones or cell phones or anything. So we used to have a small restaurant now where you give 8 annas, that is 50 paisa, and you can make a phone. I said, you phone me from there, I'll be upstairs, and I'll tell him that you're downstairs, why not you meet him? So the phone rang. Before I could pick up the phone, he's telling me, you tell him to come up. Right? I have never heard him ask the other person, what do you want to ask? So anybody who would phone him, before they can ask the question, he would give the answer and put the phone back. Right? So that comes with this. Right? But I've still not got it after half an hour of practice. I still have to practice a lot. Right? Maybe in my next life. Maybe in my next life. Bolo. You know, once we were in Mysore. You heard of Mysore?
No.
And we were teaching people these exercises over there. Then we came back to the hotel. And his room was next to mine. So he's talking. He used to eat only 3 meals a week. So he didn't have to have lunch. So we went into the restaurant to have lunch, and I came out after lunch, and he was talking to someone. And there was a group of people, and he was talking to one person over there. And then I just said that, sir, wouldn't you like to take some rest? So both of us went up in the lift. And in the lift, he gave me his room key, that you please open my room for me. And he says, when you open the room, the phone will be ringing. When you pick up the phone, it will be the same person I've talked to downstairs. I was talking to downstairs. And he'll tell you that he wants to talk to me in private, and tell him to come up to my room. So I put the key in the lock, the room phone is ringing. I go to pick up the phone, and that person asks me, and I say, please come up. Right? So this is how it is. Yeah.
How many times they can do this exercise?
They well, if they do it at least once, it would be something. Right?
So
Okay, let us talk about something today. 24 hours makes a
Day.
day. Okay. One breath is how many seconds? Just now we are doing the rhythmic breathing. One breath is how many seconds?
1.
Huh?
5. 6.
5 seconds. 5 seconds. Now to recognize you, what do I have to do?
Look.
No, supposing I look at you and I say, oh, I know you, right? How much time does that take for the brain? How much time does that take?
6 seconds? 5 seconds?
1 upon 16th of a second. How much does it take for the brain? 1 upon 16th of a
Second.
second. Right? Now, you know there were the ancient rishis in India, right? They used to call this time as the flash of an eyelid. The flash of an I open my eyes, I see you, and I close my eyes again. And what name did they give to the flash of an eyelid?
1/16 of a second.
No, that is science. What did the rishis call it? They used to call it as a nimish. You heard the word? Nimish? Nimish means to flash the eyelid. So we have 3 times with us. The flash of an eyelid where I recognize you. A breath, which is 5 seconds where I breathe in and breathe out. And 24 hours where I go to sleep and wake up. 3 times we have. Okay. Now what is the breath of the earth? What is the breath of the earth?
365 days.
Exactly. The earth breathes in for 6 months and it breathes
Out for 6 months.
So 5 seconds of ours is equal to how many seconds of the earth?
6 months.
1 year.
Oh.
1 year. We breathe in and out both in
Yeah.
5 seconds. Right? Okay, so 5 seconds of ours is equal to how many seconds of the earth? 1 year. What is the flash of an eyelid of the earth?
24 hours.
24 hours, 1 day. Have you read this before?
No.
No? Good. Fantastic. Right. Okay, 24
Hours.
hours. So, how do we want the earth to recognize us? How do we want the earth to recognize us? Come on. We're doing the exercises, right? And we are doing the exercises and the earth opens her eyes
Yes.
and she'll say, what's your name?
Manya.
Huh?
Manya.
Manya.
Yes.
So she'll say, the earth says Manya is doing the exercises,
Yes.
right? And then you do them again after 24 hours.
Yes.
So the earth again opens her eyes, what does she see?
Me doing the exercise.
You're still doing the exercises.
Yes.
And again the earth opens her eyes after 24 hours.
And I'm doing the
You're
exercise.
still doing the exercises. Does she give something to you? Does she give something to you?
Maybe.
Yeah, she'll give what we call her in the Indian terminology as her pran to you.
Oh, yeah.
Pran means subtle breath,
Mhm.
subtle breath, right? So she'll give her pran to you,
Yes.
right? Now the earth has so many qualities which we do not have. Yeah, you plant a seed in the earth, it grows,
Yeah.
right? It gives so many fruit, right? It provides food for everyone. It allows you to walk wherever you want to walk.
Yes.
It gives you the atmosphere to breathe in, right? Suddenly you'll be able to create all these properties within yourself. Okay, now what is the flash of an eyelid for the sun? What is the flash of an eyelid for the sun?
1
Mika,
year.
what is the flash of an eyelid for the sun?
An earth?
Would it be 1 Earth year? So 1 year, 365 days?
For the sun.
Oh, for the sun.
One lifetime.
Oh, wow.
One lifetime. Right? So, if you practice this every day and you come to 20 years of practice or 30 years of practice, and the earth, for the sun, it opens its eye and closes its eye. We are born and we die. That's the end of the matter. Right? So in that, the sun may pass on something to us. Sun may pass on something to us.
Yes.
Right? Some powerful energy, some higher prana,
Yes.
it may pass. Right? Okay, how many of us study chemistry? Okay.
2 years.
Now in chemistry, is there mutation of atoms?
Yes.
No.
I mean, no.
On the earth, is there mutation of atoms?
No.
No. But on the sun, in the heart of the sun,
Yes.
yes, there are. So if you want to make an atom of iron into an atom of gold, can it be done on the earth?
No.
No. But if in the sun,
Yes.
it can happen all the time. Right? So the sun, on the earth, there is transformation.
Mhm.
Right? Transformation is you can take iron, you can make a beautiful glass out of it, you can make, but you can't make gold out of it.
Yeah.
But if you go into the sun, you can make gold out of it. So when the sun gives you her energy, can you imagine the higher intelligence you have, the higher capacity you have, right? And just by doing these exercises, year after year, day after day, these things will grow within you, right? Okay. What else do we want to talk about? Yeah.
Mana, you want to go first or should I ask?
No, I have a question. Did your guru do these exercises every day for every lifetime, and that's how he got all the powers? Because when the sun opened her eyes or his eyes,
It's difficult to judge your guru, is it?
yes.
It's difficult to judge because he's like the sun and we are still sitting on the earth,
Yes.
right? He used to say, I've swallowed a colored TV, right? And when I look at a person, I can see 200 lifetimes ahead and 200 lifetimes behind. I don't
Wow.
see the person,
Wow.
right? And He says, for me, I can tell you that after so many years, we will meet in this place at this time and we will be drinking this kind of tea. Right? So, okay, I'll give you one more example. There was a child born, right? And when the child was born, there was no connection between the stomach and the intestines. So the doctors put a dye, and the dye does not go through. So the doctors are saying that he has to be operated immediately, this newly born child, 1 day old. Otherwise the child will die. So that person's father called me, and I talked to my teacher, and says, give him this medicine that will join, the stomach and the intestines will join. 1 dose of the medicine and it will join. So I sent the medicines, but the doctors refused. Okay, you cannot give any medicine. So they had put a tube through the child's nose and into the stomach to give him whatever had to be given. So then I told him the doctors are refusing. So then he said that tube is called a Ryle's tube. So he says, you ask them that will they give it through the Ryle's tube? But if they give it through the Ryle's tube, then the connection will take 4 days to happen. But tell them not to operate for 4 days. So the doctors agreed, and they gave it through the Ryle's tube, and within 3 days the connection was made. You don't have to operate. So things like this happen in life. I was very lucky that I spent 6 years with it. Yeah.
So can we talk about sleeping? Like some of us struggle to fall asleep. It's more so for some kids. I mean, I think it can happen to anybody. Do you have any suggestions, any ideas? I'm sure some of the exercises will be very helpful, but there's anything else that you would recommend?
Well, you first of all tell me why we can't fall asleep.
You know, it's hard for me to answer because I fall asleep like this. But I think this is what I understand. Once our brains are like
Yeah,
we're
one of them is
thinking
we are thinking too much.
too much. Yeah.
And another reason, if the nerves are overstretched, right? Supposing I have to work for say 20 hours continuously or 24 hours continuously. Now I'm overstretching my nerves. So the capacity of my body-brain system, I'm overstretching it. And once the nerves are overstretched, it takes time for them to come back. And even though I have not slept for 20 hours or 30 hours, I won't be able to go to sleep till the nerves come to a certain point of relaxation. Okay? And the third thing, this is what yoga says. And yoga says the quality of sleep depends on the quality of prana. So if you do these exercises for one minute before going to bed, and then go to bed, then the quality of prana has uplifted a little. Immediately the quality of sleep improves. Now when we talk about sleep, we have to talk about two things over here. Because there's a lot of talk of are you getting 8 hours of sleep, are you getting 6 hours of sleep, etc., etc. Many people, they get 8 hours of sleep, but their quality of rest is very slow. From that 8 hours of sleep, they've not been able to extract that, what is rest? You understand the meaning of that? They've not been able to extract enough of rest. So even after 8 hours sleep, they're still tired. You understand what I'm saying? And there are people who need to sleep for 3-4 hours. And they can extract enough of what you call rest from that 3-4 hours sleep, which another person may need 8 hours. So you cannot have a standard this thing, that somebody says you need 8 hours sleep. Of course, in children I can understand. that they need more sleep. Right? So, at least if we do these exercises, the quality of rest which we extract from whatever time we sleep will go up. And especially if we do them before going to bed, once more before going to bed, the quality of rest will really improve. And you must have heard that our Prime Minister sleeps for only 2.5 hours every night. But you can see the quality of rest which he extracts from those 2.5 hours is it allows him to work for 20 hours. Right? I mean, he's the most hardworking of all the prime ministers which India has ever had. So the amount of work he puts in, and when you compare it to the amount of sleep, so definitely he has learned some technique of taking out rest from less sleep. Okay. And that is a part of yoga. Is a part of yoga. And it all depends on the higher the prana, the better the quality of sleep. Now, just imagine for a minute that science says we use a very small part of our brain. Man uses a very small part of the brain, and they say that each brain cell, that is a single brain cell, a single neuron, if we really look at it, it has the capacity to perform all the functions which we have performed. We don't need to use we are really not using anything. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? Right? So, now supposing we enter a part of the brain where the cells are born and they die in, say, 3 minutes. Brain cell never dies, but just we say the cells over there, they are born and they die in 3 minutes. So how will you put it? 3 minutes is equal to?
1
Lifetime.
A lifetime. Right? Now, if I can activate those cells and use those cells, and I look at you for 1 minute, what happens? I don't see you in 1 minute, I see you in 25 or 30 years.
Right.
Can you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, from the same brain cells, somebody can extract something more, and somebody may not use them for the whole lifetime also. So, there's so much lying in the brain which we don't use. Right? Now take the problems of life. Just the simple problems of life. Everybody has problems in their life, right? Everybody, when you grow up, you're going to face problems in your life. And for a problem, we are looking for a solution. Now, would you say that I'm facing a problem in my life, I'm looking for a solution, maybe I'm reading books, maybe I'm going to people who can give me some answer, maybe I'm scanning the internet, whatever. But I'm not getting the answer to that, my problem. Even before the problem came, does the solution of the problem lie in some higher mind?
Yes.
Can you understand? So, many times, the solution of the problem is not in finding the solution, it is in getting rid of the obstacles which allow something from the higher mind to come into the ordinary thinking mind, or what the idiot mind, the logical mind, which we all use. We don't use the higher mind. So, can there be techniques of this kind where we get rid of the obstacles even for a fraction of a second? Because a second is a big thing over there, right? For a fraction of a second, and that problem, with the solution which was lying over there, it just comes down into our logical mind, and we know the answer. So, there are many mysteries inside, and yoga is the penetration of these mysteries, to move into these mysteries. Good. But we must at least right sleep, so that even in children, right sleep, the right technique of sleeping, the right way of sleeping. Supposing I've just been looking at my mobile phone and gone to sleep, then whether that radiation affects my sleep or what, so they can extract more and more rest from less sleep. Now all of them are going to go into life, right? And what is happening with today's jobs? You tell me, what is happening with today's jobs?
A lot of competition.
All companies, they give you 25% more work than you can do in the whole day. It's become a standard. I mean, you understand what I'm trying to say, right? So they know that by putting in 8 hours or 10 hours of work, this much work can be done, and everything is quantified. And they just add 25% to it, and that is given. So you see these young people, they join, they get very good pay, no doubt about it. They're paid very well, right? But they have to work and work and work. Can you get what I'm? So they're stretching their muscles, they're stretching their nerves, they're creating what you call knots in the muscles at a very young age. So then we have to teach them some way of, they've gone to school, in 6 minutes can you relax your muscles? Gone to work, can you come back home and in 6 minutes can you relax your muscles? You understand what I'm saying? Bring your nerves back to their original position. Can you go to sleep in a more normal way, or are you going to take all this luggage and go to sleep? Then you're definitely not going to rest, right? So, yeah, you're good.
Is this a class for you?
There's one class in that Vidya Kendra over there.
Oh,
There,
okay.
yeah.
Thank you.
That's the-
Sorry.
Yeah, she was asking something. No, you want to know?
Manu, you were going to ask a
Manu, no,
question.
okay. Yeah.
So, some of the kids, they say, what's the point? Like, well, we want to do well in life, we want to become a great, we want to get a good job, we want to, make money, we want to do this, and what's the point of all of this? Is there, and how do you address that?
See, first of all, you have to accept that. You can't go back to 20 years or 50 years. You have to accept what is now. And then you have to find a balance point. How are we going to balance this? What do we do? Right? In this universe, everything comes in pairs. The basic law of life is the law of duality. You understand? Right? And people don't understand this. They go to a temple and they pray to God, give me happiness. But God can't give happiness. He says, I can only give everything in pairs. So if you want happiness, I have to give you suffering also. Right? And they don't realize that by asking for happiness, they're asking for suffering. Right? So in this universe, everything is in pairs. So if something has been created in this way, there has to be the opposite somewhere. And we have to look for that opposite. You can't deny this. You can't deny this. Right? So there has to be some way out of all this. Yeah. And there is a state of being where you rise above opposites. You cannot be free of the opposites, but you can look down upon them from the top of the mountain. Right? And in that looking down, you're in a state where it doesn't make any difference. Darkness and light become the same thing. Right? And sorrow and happiness become the same thing. Because you know they are always moving together. So, yeah.
But will these exercises and yoga, will it help the kids to kind of figure out their own path in life?
I know this much because Mr. Tavaria has told me this, that if by 16 years old they are doing at least automatically 5 hours of rhythmic breathing, forget the exercises. Nobody in life will have to tell them do this and don't do this. From inside that inner light will come, and that inner light will show them the right path.
Guide them.
So this I know is a promise from him, that if by they are 16 years old, if they are practicing a couple of hours of this rhythmic breathing, and you can do it with all your work and everything.
So that will be easy, right?
Mana, you'll have to do more,
To meditate every day.
right? Because you're already 16.
But a couple of hours of rhythmic breathing, are you saying focused only on that, or thinking about the breathing but also doing other
No.
things?
I don't want you to do it focused for more than a few minutes. I want you to do what you're doing in life. For a number of years I was in the stock market, so I used to trade off a terminal. I used to breathe with the music. Right? Even today I write notes because I mean talking and giving talks to people is just one part of it. But my personal, what you call journey into the mystery of life never ends. And it's like it's like a research. You see, I have already decided next year what I want to do research in. Can you get what I'm trying to say? And you have to spend hours. It's not something which is going to come automatically. So, but I'm writing notes all the time, but I'm breathing with the music. Right? So I'm not asking you to, it's very simple, they do their homework. I mean, I'm sure homework takes 1 or 2 hours every day. But why not breathe with the music and do the homework at the same time? If I can do it writing my notes, I don't know if they do their homework in notebooks or on the computer, I don't know. But definitely they can breathe with the music and do the homework. See, there is 2 kinds of education. One education which is given to you, you get it in school through your teachers and all that. But that's a very small part of education. The real education is what you give yourself. The Guru does not give you that education. He just shows you that you walk on this path. We have to walk on the path, right? And when this process of learning, then it never stops. Once you become you're so involved in that process of learning that new things come up. Right? So, say this year I've been talking on the 10 goddesses, the 10 Devis, what they call the Mahavidyas. So, it's a deep study. Now, from that study, a new offshoot has come where the 64 yoginis. So next year I'm planning to spend 2 months in Orissa, study the temples, study what they mean, what each statue is telling you. So the process of learning never ends. And maybe I'll be spending more time than they spend in a week in their homework in each day. Can you understand what I'm trying to say? Right? But you can breathe with the music. Why not breathe in rhythm? And I don't have to do it. I think at 67, why should I be doing all this? But still that urge to penetrate the deeper mysteries of life, the deeper mysteries which the rishis have left, it never stops, you see. Bolo, shake it. So, what do we do before we part? We practice the rhythmic breathing for 1 minute, everyone. 1 minute of rhythmic breathing, right? Just breathe in 1, 2, 3, breathe out in 5, 6 with the music. Breathe in. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Relax the body completely. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Okay. Yeah.
For the kids who may want to start practicing rhythm, we've over here on Amazon, we're having a hard time finding it. Would Barry
She
be able-
has some.
I have some.
Perfect.
Yeah.
She has some. She'll give them to you. Oh, she has some. So, what do we want to do now? What do you want to do? Before we go, say goodbye to each other. Are we going to meet again? She's not sure.
I think then they can set up some goals for the kids. You can, what,
6 minutes a day.
6 minutes a day.
6 minutes a day is our goal.
For the refining. And 5 hours for the,
No. But at least homework time.
homework time.
Put on the music and homework time and try to breathe. Whenever you remember, breathe with the music. Right? That much they can do. Okay, so now, what do we do before we part? One more time. We laugh together. You ready to laugh together? Or she doesn't want to laugh also. She doesn't like to do anything. We laugh together?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody get it. You've heard of the Sardarjis? Yeah? Oh, so this is called the Bhangra laughter. Bhangra laughter. Come out, all of you. Don't you? Come. Okay, hands like this. Hands like this. Okay, now we're going to do dance steps. So it will go like this. Ha ha. Ha ha. One way. Then back. Hoo hoo. Ho ho. Right? Right? Come on. We all hear loudly here from the stomach. Don't fall out from here. Ha ha. Right? Lovely. Come on. Hands tight.
You guys can do it.
Ha ha. Hoo hoo. Ho ho. Ho ho. Come on. Loudly. Ha ha. Hoo hoo. Ho ho. 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 Ha ha. One more time. One more time. Come on, loudly. Okay. Thank you.
So good. Thank you so much.
I understood.